Hey, hi everyone. This is Santosh. Welcome back to another video in the series of making our own Slack app. In this video, we are going to see how we can get all our reminders. In the previous video, we have seen how we can create one, but in this video, we are going to get all the reminders, fetch all those, and show it on our messages tab, right? So before all of this, let me just tell you I have just created a GitHub repo. So you can just go over to the link. I'll be just providing this link in the description, and you can just download this repo and you can just start with your Slack bot without writing your much of the codes, right? So let's go back to our slash backend where we can add a new command. So I'm going to write remind me, and this time I'm going to say I want to view this, right? The request URL is going to be this one. I have already running my ngrok on my 5001 port, and this description is going to be gets all the reminders, right? And usage hint is going to what we are going to say. We are going to give two different arguments, whether we want to fetch a pending reminder which is yet to be scheduled, right, which is in schedule status, and maybe we want the sent uh, reminders, right? I'm gonna hit the save button. We have got the success. We are going to back to this command where we can just add our new command to handle. So our code is base is going to handle all the commands that are going to be requested. So I'm going to copy this, paste it right over here, and I already have created a controller function. So this function is going to be responsible for getting all our reminders, right? So before moving to all the reminders, let me just quickly walk you through a very basic thing where we need to format our messages. So earlier we have seen that we were using this function called say, and what does this function do is basically writes whatever you provides the string. It just directly writes back to the messages tab, right? But what if you want to format this text? What if you want to make this bold? You want to add some sections, right? Because in this scenario we are going to loop through all the reminders, right? We want to format in such a way so that user can able to perceive it very easily, right? So for that, Slack gives you an option to format your text. You just have to go to the doc section. Under the doc section, you have to find the block kit, and under that also you have to click on building with block kit. Here it gives you a proper way of how you can format your text. So it will also give you a builder, so defining a single block. So this shows you how you can define a single block. If I just click on view this in block builder, it gives you a builder as well where you can just code your own thing, and it will at the same time it will just refresh and tell shows you how this will render on your Slack app, right? So this is our block, and this is how it looks like when you code something like that. So it will turn out to be like this, right? So this whole object you have to provide in your say function, right? Currently it accepts a string, but it also accepts an object. The object can define your blocks, right? So we can see in this block it has a section. So this is the whole section. You can just see this is the whole section, and it has a markdown basically tells you that it has some formattings, right? And it has got a basic text, and this is how it looks like, right? So this is one of the examples. We have got some better example as well. Let me just show you this one. It has a lot more blocks, and this is something that we are going to need in our app so that we can show all the reminders at once in a beautiful way, right? So this seems very really nice. And if you go through the code section, you can see it has defined an object which is having a key called blocks, right? So blocks is an array. It accepts this particular object which says it is going to be a type of a header. So this is a header. As you can see, the text is quite bold, and it has got an like what text kind of text is it? It's a new request, like this. We will be just writing over like the reminder and the ID. And we have seen like different sections. So here the section starts, and we can see the type written over here, and they have just provided a slash in for a new line, and they have written a basic text of paid time off, right? So this is how you can format your text. You can play here, directly over here, and you can just add your things, right? So this is how things works. And let me just close this tab, and let's go back to our code base. Now we are going to format our response, right? So just like we have seen that in our response text, this is how our say function should accept, right? What I have done is I have initialized this response text as an object where block is an empty array, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to loop through all my reminders. I'm going to push this particular object. What it says is basically says it's a header, just like this one, right? It's a header, and we are going to provide a title to this, right? What is going to head? It is going to be it's going to show like reminder, and the position like reminder 1, and then the ID of that particular reminder. So why I'm going to print this ID? We are going to use this in our next command where we are going to update this particular reminder, right? So this is what we are pushing this as a header, and under that we are going to define a section. Under that section we are just marking it down that this is a reminder, and we are going to print the reminder text. Where I am getting this reminder text? We are getting this reminder text from here, right? For each reminder we have saved this reminder text, and what time we are triggering these, we also have saved this. So I'm going to print this triggering time at the next markdown, right? So I have named this as schedule at, and I have again converting this epoch, because this is not a human readable time format. What I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this epoch in IST, right? So that people can easily read this. I have just created a helper function. This is a very simple one-liner code that uses the movement, and it just formats this in IST. Okay, so this is the format that we were taking in the time, and we are going to reply it back with the same, right? So I'm again pushing it back into the block section, and for each reminder I'm doing the same. Once we are done, I'm going to respond it back with the response text, whatever the object we have created, right? And if there is some error, we'll just say something went wrong with the error message, right? Let me just run directly right over here npm run dev. I will just put a debugger right over here. Okay, I already have added, so let me just edit like this, and I'm going to run my command, right? Remind me view, and I'm going to get all the pending reminders. I'm going to put this. So let's see reminders. We can see there is only one length of this array, and we can see all the channel ID is this reminder text. I have to send send meeting notes to Ravish and this thing, right? So let's go back. I should get, okay, we have got the message right over here. So this is nice and cool reminder list of reminders. So this is a reminder 1. It says the ID. What is the reminder? Reminder is I have to send meeting notes to Ravish, and when it is scheduled at 6:10 p.m. and this was the time, right? So we haven't really added a cron that sends this, so that's why it's just persisted in our database, right? So this is how it's gonna work. Let me just quickly add another reminder text so that we can just test our loop as well. I'm gonna add this, remind me add, let me Ravish, we will just change the name. I'm gonna send this to Kumar at 6:10 rather than 6:10. I want to send it at 4 p.m. and today is 2nd of August 2025, right? I'm gonna hit enter. Dispatch failed. Okay, so the why dispatch failed is just failed because our slash commands is not holding the correct request, like correct request URL, right? Because I have restarted my server. I am going to save this again. I'm gonna send this, right? Reminder created successful. Okay, that's nice. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna run this command view. I want to view all the pending reminders, right? Let me just remove my debugger right from here. Play this reminder 1. Oh, they're nice and easy. Reminder 1 is this, reminder 2 is this. First is raised, then I have to send it to the Kumar, right? It's so nice and easy. Let me just tell you one thing, this just makes our formatting and the text message very interesting, right? If you want to add some clock right over here, you can just add it very easily. We'll just write it something like this. So it says the text, just read the text over here. It says alarm underscore clock. What we can do is we'll just go here and we will add a very little clock right over here, reminder 1, and then we'll just add a clock, right? What was that? It was alarm underscore clock, right? We're gonna save this and we are gonna run this command once again, and we can see a very nice and easy clock, right? So you can just play with all the emojis and make your bot looks interesting, right? So yeah, this is something that you can play with. I guess the video length is getting a bit longer, so we will be covering the update command in the next video. See you, bye bye, take care, see you in the next video.